Hello everybody, welcome back. So we are sitting on the beach watching the sunrise at the Crayfish Coast, and we are once again back at a group of little houses that we bought, and it was previously set up as, I think, almost like a hostel where you could rent either a room or you could rent the whole unit. So I'm going to play with, keyboard on knee for whatever reason. You can see the numbers are still here. I'm going to keep the numbers and I'm going to start from this end, and we're going to keep the colors. I've just replaced the windows. They're exactly the same as all the others. I just replaced them, and I've replaced the fence, but that can be discussed. I don't know if I like it closed in. I think I'd rather close it in with plants or something like that, because then at least you don't have to sort of walk in and then walk in and all the rest. So I want to keep the sort of beechwood vibe that's going here. I really like it. So I would like to, let's see, can I, I can't, why can't I? What am I doing wrong? I haven't been playing here for so long. Copy style, I haven't got, I could have sworn we could do that. What am I doing wrong? Change, no. Duplicate. You can normally go in. Okay. Tell me I'm not going correct. See there. Find surface finishes in store. I can do that. But I cannot do that with this, which is irritating, but fine. We'll go shopping. Don't know if we're going to find what we are looking for. Alright, I am looking for wood panels. That's so wrong. Why can't I use these panels? Let's see if we can even recreate this. It has got a wood texture on it, so we would have to go for, that's not going to work, I don't think. Let's buy them and see what they look like. They don't look right to me. Oh no, that's terrible. Okay, it can't be these, so it doesn't quite match what I, well, that's the closest match. Let's try that. Let's change, no, don't copy it, change it. Is it this one? That's better. Okay. That almost is the right color. Okay, I would say that's almost pretty perfect. What do you say? I like that. And I want to keep these nice bright colors. That is pretty. Okay, we're gonna have to get some more of those. I suppose I'm gonna need, oh, that looks very cool. Alright, we're gonna need to get a ladder, aren't we? I don't think I need a huge one. Should we start with this one and work our way up? That should be, no, that's not going to work. I'm going to get stuck on the fence. It's okay, we just move the fence. Yeah, that should be okay. At least we can get it Oh, I like this color. I was planning on doing something like this in Sandbox, and I'm happy that we can try it in corner. There we go. Try it here instead. Can I? Yes, I can. Can I? We missed a spot. Missed a spot somewhere. Where did I miss it? There we go. No? There's the spot. Yes, I like it. I like it a lot. The only problem is we've got to do the whole side here. We're going to need some more. Let's take our ladder and pop it out there. Take our... Oh, no, don't. I'm leaning over the fence and I know I shouldn't do that. Okay, put that down here. We've got to get rid of this, which is unfortunate because I quite like the greenery, but you gotta do the paneling. The greenery is just going to get in its way. Okay, so what do we have here? We have stone on the base, which is... Oh, are we going up? Fine. I was watching Renovate start building his new office, and he used... I'm not sure what the house is, but it's I think it's a rec center, and it's absolutely gorgeous. He is definitely one of my favorite people to watch playing house flip, because you know, he knows if the house is going to fall on your head, whereas I'm like, nah, it'll be fine. Nobody's going to live in this house. And then it doesn't quite look right. I wish I was an architect, but I'm just a cross your fingers and hope for the best. But wow, he's done some really amazing stuff, and he explains what and why he's doing it, which is very cool as well, because you know, sometimes you... Oh my goodness, let's sell these. You do something or you see something on a building and you're like, why? And he actually explains it in a way that you can actually understand, and it's very cool. I need to get up there. So you should have a look. I think his channel is literally Renovate. So go and have a look. He also has a Discord. I actually haven't joined his Discord yet, but I do want to, because he has walls for... In the new office, he's creating a place where you can actually put... Can I sell this? Dang it. A dead tree. Why do I want a dead tree? I don't want a dead tree. But it's the neighbor's dead tree. Sorry. Distracted. So he's creating a wall where you can send pictures of your pets in with the pet's name, and that is cool. And if you've got a channel, he'll post your channel details on, which is also really cool. Okay, I'm liking the color. The color just pops in the sunlight. Shall we go in? should we see? Let's see. Can I change size? Yeah, I doubt it. I can. Okay. Let's see. Will that be better? Let's make this one smaller too. So it's more just a little silly, doesn't it? That's okay. We'll put some plants here and then it'll look cute. I'm selling this because we're not going to use that again. I'm going to keep, in fact, I'm probably going to use the same wood and just color it as we go down. I must remember what we're using. Let's go inside. Now this unit it's got high ceiling, which is awesome. It has this large room. I've changed the doors out. It's got a bathroom, which I am going to change. And then it's got this, which I presume is the bedroom. Now we can put curtains up. I've made this door milk glass because the dark glass just is too dark for me and I prefer this. So I'm thinking of just literally a few holiday homes for people who want to come down and relax and see the sea. I miss the sea. I would be very happy to be able to see the sea. We're far away. We're about 5 hours away from the sea where we live. So yes, it will be nice to one day see the sea again. All right, I'm going to sell the fan, and I suppose I should keep the light because we're going to need it. Now this paint is okay. I think this is it looks like the Venetian paint. I might be wrong. Let's have a look at paint. I'm going to go with the custom color. It's more expensive, but then you can play with it. And you can do interesting stuff with it. So let's start with this custom color. But actually, you know what? Let's see. If I duplicate, it's not going to allow me to duplicate that, is it? That also doesn't exist in the real world. Not duplicate, copy. Okay, so I can do that. Which one is this? Okay, yes, it is the Venetian plaster. So I think I'm going to leave that because we don't need that. So let's go back to our custom color. Where is my paint? Custom color paint. We have the green on the outside. I wouldn't mind bringing it in. Let's see, it is a fairly intense green, but I'd rather go for a slightly more relaxing sage inside. What do you say? We can change this paint, so let's buy it. Ooh, scary. It's almost the color that's on the wall there. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, that is quite intense. Okay, so this area here that we're looking at, they're using as a kitchen, which is awesome. This area here is the dining room. I think living room. I think let's start first of all by doing something with the floor, because I don't think this What color is that? Red and pink, gray pink works very well. So I know I'm bouncing around. I wouldn't mind reusing the polished wood on the windows and the doors. So maybe we need to go with, this is too pink. You see the doors and the windows are the sort of light wood. So let's go with maybe the stained beach. That would be quite pretty. Let's see what that looks like. Now the question would be, am I going to just use this, or are we going to still tile the entrance and the kitchen area? This is still a little pink, but I think it'll be okay because we want that sort of light color in here. And that works nicely with what we have on the ceiling. So I'm going to say we're going to go with that. Do not take it out. I'm going to have to redo the patio. Sort of gives you the feel of a old wood. You know, they took it off a ship, reworked it into flooring. I don't know, but I think that's quite cute. And with the green, I think it'll look pretty cute as well. Let's okay, so the door is here, so it's off center from here. That bugs me a little bit, but it also lines up with each and every one of the other ones. So I'm not going to mess with the exteriors. Let's just mess with the interiors. In fact, you know what? I think I'm just going to use this wood everywhere, because then you don't have that sort of off-center feel to the place. We'll just consider it treated wood, you know? Come on, you can paint over the paint can. Okay, that feels better. It's not as, it doesn't have a distinct off-center feel to it. So I'll go with that. Now, let's get rid of you. I'm going to stick us outside. Come on, open. So that we can maybe use it in the other places as well. What are we going to put on the wall? I see they have little fishes everywhere, but I don't know if that like makes me happy or not. So let's go with wallpaper. I wouldn't mind this being the first one that we use. That almost looks like water. Where is it? We could do something like that. It's got that sort of faded feel to it. So if we go with the white lines, but then again, this isn't really a, see, this is the green that's outside. If we go with the faded green, and we'll keep it small because otherwise, let's try it and see. Might even be too big for what I'm thinking of. Oh, that's actually quite cute. much prefer that. And it still has the color of the exterior on it. Just don't wish it didn't have this sort of repeat in it from the way the texture is set up or the map is set up, but it's okay. Can live with that. Yeah, that's pretty. Do I want to do that? No, I don't. Although, because we've done the windows and doors, you'll see there. So we're gonna have to get a little bit of that. Okay, let's get more of this. I'm not going to paint the window inside. I mean, wallpaper the inside. That's a little overwhelming for me. Just a little bit. I'm thinking I'm going to use the paint on these two walls, but I'm also thinking of taking that paint right down color wise. Let's just see what it looks like. We can probably use a molding to make it look less hectic. All right, so the first thing we need to do is I'm going to keep doing this, you know that. So I want that. Thank you. So that is the color that is up here. And I can just do this. So that tones. Awesome. Can live with that. And then here's our famous paint, which is not quite the right color. So let's change that. We are looking more but we can probably go for very muted. See what that looks like. That almost looks white, if you see that. And I like it, simply because don't go up. Otherwise it's just too much. But it has that, if you see as we're painting, it has that undertone of a hint of green to it. They used to sell paint, I don't know if they do anymore, but it used to be called a hint of. And it would be a hint of pink or a hint of orange or a hint of blue. And it was a really nice paint because if you looked at it, it was white. But if you painted it, it just brought a hint of color to the room, which was really cool. All right, you can go. And now I want to look at moldings. What do we have in the way of molding? Resizable. We've got quite a few new ones, but I don't want anything too over the top. You can see these. Quite like that. So if I wanted to use that maybe. Let's see. almost the color. How did you get there? Wow. Okay, that just went very weird. I don't know why. So should we try that again? Is that on the wall? That's better. Actually, that looks quite nice. This will be broken up because we'll have kitchen cabinets and we will put some tiles behind it. But I like that. Subtle, soft. This needs to change color. Don't sell it. Don't sell it. Just needs to take a... Yeah. And these lights, I think, need to go and be replaced by something a little bit more interesting. All right, kitchen. Let's see what we find here. You're going to need a fridge. Let's start with the fridge. We don't need a huge fridge, so let's use one of these. That will work. We can go fridge, dishwasher, and then from there. Handles, you know I hate handles, so we're just gonna go with it. Now for the wood, I think I just want to go with a very simple, I think the painted wood will just be soft enough. The interior is definitely not going to be that. And then the top, let's see what we can find here. No, we don't want wood. Let's do let's see what that looks like. Okay, this has got a windowsill, so let's take the windowsill off. There we go. Oh, dang it. Have I got any paint on here? No. There we go. Otherwise it's not going to fit. So here we have our fridge. Awesome. That fits nicely. And then we're going to do exactly the same thing with the dishwasher. And do we want a sink? Yeah, maybe a little one. I mean, they're on holiday, for heaven's sake. The only thing... Oh, this just gives us... I hate that handle. I mean, the faucet. Let's do that one. We're going to go steel. Steel. Maybe... Let's do white ceramic. Okay, so that, actually, you know what? Let's do the dishwasher here. And then fridge. We are going to need a stove. So, copy. Oh yes, that's perfect. I like that. Do we want an oven? Do we want an oven? That's going to be too clunky. Let's do something very basic. Alright, let's buy this and then we can change it. Copy to there. And then we can change all the knobs and dials. Let's just go with silver. Steel. And the interior can be, don't want it to be brown. Come on, interior, perfect. I like it. And then we can literally go for one or two more. I think something with drawers would be good. We have enough space to get through here. I suppose one small skinny cabinet. Then you can put a bin there. This wouldn't look too bad. Okay, let's see. If we use the polished wood, no, we're using the painted wood. We don't need handles. Although the handles would look quite nice on the top one. We can do steel. And if we lined it up with the windows, probably too many cabinets for a holiday kitchen. But you know what? When you gotta, you gotta. And I think I'm going for yes. That blue. Why does that look blue? How is that? That is weird. Why? Why? I have no idea. But I do think we have too many cabinets. What do you think? We've got a fridge, we've got a dishwasher, we've got a stove. Let's find some tiles. Now we've got the wavy ones. We've got these on the floor. So maybe we should just go with something small like this. We can probably do very light green. Take that. Let's buy it and test it. There's only one way to find out. Oh, those look dirty. Okay, maybe not. And the colors that we have in the room here, that look better. They don't quite line up, do they? It's fine. We'll just do that. That looks weird now. Thinking. So, what happens if I do that like I mean to do that? Okay, bear with me here. I take, we're using the polished wood. So that is basically framed there now. And then we can put a shelf. If not, why not? And we can probably use a shelf I don't usually use. What do you say? No. Maybe something like that or like that. How about this? That'll work. We use the same as we're using on the cabinets, and then this in the light green. Damn it, it's too wide. I got all excited. And it won't sit on the wall, of course, because I've put that piece. And we're in story mode. Oh, we can't play. Dang it. How big is that one? Same size. That one is extendable, so let's do that and see if we can get it to fit. There. Silly. Now, can I change it now? Seriously? Fine. I'm at my wit's end. But we'll put a plant there so that it'll look like I meant it. Okay. Something simple with a trailing plant. How's that? See how big this pot is. This is too big. Yes, it is. That works better. Come on, get me up there. Thank you. Let's do edge hanging, shall we? And I think we're going for that. Yeah, that looks alright. Then we can put some pictures or something down there. And then of course the bin. We need a bin. Just a simple bin. Am I just do white and grey. That will work. I think that's okay for a holiday kitchen. And we can even do a microwave here. Because you know, when you're on holiday, you don't really want to spend your day cooking food. You always heat some. Should we have a microwave or should we do a toaster and a kettle? I think a toaster and a kettle. Toaster. Where's the kettle? Here. Okay guys, for anything more complicated, the shop's down the road. I think that'll work. And we definitely would like a drying rack so you can dry your plates. I think I'm going to go for the flat one, that one. And where's the hook? There it is. I can never remember how long the cloth hangs. Does that make sense? Should we go for a zigzag? But not a zigzag that we have on our wall. Just you see what I mean about how long the cloth is. We'll take that over that side. Everything you need for your holiday is right here. Okay. Let us. Are we going to use these tiles in the bathroom? Probably not. Sell them. And then we're going to need a light. That's not that. I think this will work. Simple, effective. And I can sell that one. And of course that's nowhere near in the center of the room. Can I pick you up? Thank you. Don't know if you remember in House Flipper 1, when they did the roof update, if you built a roof and you put a light in it, you couldn't pick it up again. It just like froze and it was stuck there forever. Which was a little hectic. But you know, these things happen. Alright, what are we going to do in the way of furniture for the living room? I'm thinking of this furniture or this furniture. Either these or these, but these are cute. and we could it's modular, so we can make it fit. So I'm guessing the TV would be on this wall. So let's get a TV in first, because you know, for those rainy days, I can adjust the height. And we can make it an L shape. I think that'll work. What do we have here? Like the base color of that, but I don't like the cushion color. Maybe let's just go for a very neutral color. I've got precise placement on, of course, to make my life interesting. Do I want a corner? The corners are never used. I prefer that. Let's get a few of these. I'm putting it away from the wall because, you know, with the curtains never fit if whatever it is against the wall. So I think that'll work. We could probably use, you see the end has the cushion. The end has the cushion. Wow, I can't speak. The end has the arm. So the end has the arm. It'll have to do something like that. Let's just make them all in the family. There we go. I don't like the color. We will sort the color out later. It is quite a big sofa, but you know what? If you come with a few friends, at least you can sleep on the sofa. So I think that'll work. It does need to be a little bit more cheerful. I will attend to the cheerfulness. All right, what are we looking for? We don't really need something fancy for the TV unit. And I'm thinking something like this. Something very simple, something very basic. Because it's not like you're going to bring your whole house on holiday with you. And this can be maybe a couple of games. Sorry, I'm trying to line this damn thing up. There we go. That'll work for me. Okay. Curtains. Do we want curtains or do we want blinds? Oh, let's go for curtains. What size are we wanting? Those will work. Yeah, those will work fine. Awesome. Open, yes. Let's keep them simple, but I would like, we've got the wave. How about just something else on it? The stripes never work on open curtains for whatever reason. We do fish. Let's do white. That's what I was looking for. Actually, that wouldn't be too bad as a curtain. If I take that gray. Instead of a gray, maybe make it a green. Ugh. Okay, and then let's just go with steel rails. Close. See, we're keeping the wave motion going, but in a different way. I don't know if I like the colors. What am I doing? I've got to use this to copy, don't I? What am I doing? Change. Duplicate. These are short curtains. All right, let's see. Should we fit this whole 3-seater in here? As I say, it's always good if you've got a holiday home, then someone can sleep on a couch. You can fit more people in the unit. And then that can maybe sit like that. And I know we've got ottomans that match. Some way. Are these the... These are the ones that are supposed to match with that. Yeah, no. No, 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 no. I'd say let's just do this. Throw a couple of these in here. These don't fit underneath the bookshelf, but that could work. I just need to liven up these poor lounge suites. Don't like this. You see, that's why. Oh no, that's not why. That's why. That does liven it up a little bit. Let's just change the base to the white. Maybe we can put some cushions on it. I would say let's go with these and see how they work. I don't have my move tool. I want my move tool. Okay, I give up with that. I'm not giving up, I promise. The sun is going down though, I think. So I've been spending way too much time here playing with all this stuff. Let's find some pictures, shall we? Now we do have some seaside pictures. I'm going to go for a light picture frame, and we do have pictures of the sea here. We've got that one which is huge, that one which is huge. We've got seashells. I think that one is in the other room. I'm so tempted just to throw the frogs in. We do have a couple of these, but again, as I say, they're all very long pictures. And the wool that we're working with is not that big. Let's see what the frogs look like. I love the frogs. You see how big they are? I'm going to put them on the wall here because I love them. But we still need something for the TV here. Let's move the TV up a little bit because otherwise it does look like I'm stuffing it down. And we are going to have to find something. What else do we have? Got the fisheries. Got these, but we really want that. It's like the question is, well, it's okay. We can do that. I'm not going to argue with that. I'm going to have to do that again, aren't I? No, didn't flip back. Okay. I'll take it. Can we do that with the other one too? No, not really, because that one's actually a tree. How about the birds? There we go. And then we need some lights because as you can see, the sun is fading fast. All right, what do we have in the way of wall lights that we like? I am so tempted to use these. Because if not, why not? If we pop it sort of there. Awesome. Get rid of that horrible one. And we'll add another one there. Over the light. Let's center it. Much better. And then we do need an overhead light. this. Nah. We do have this one, but this is a little hectic for the size of the room. So I'm thinking that. That is just big enough for this room. I think that'll work. We can put a little table under the window there, get a carpet, and then the living room is pretty much done. Maybe something like this. It'll work. And then you know what we can do in the hallway is we can actually put hooks up to hang jackets and things. And then we can actually find the umbrella holder and put that next to the bin. Just thinking of a light in the kitchen. Should we put another one here? Yeah, I think so. It is higher though. Now I cannot actually see if I got my... No, I don't even have my headlight on. There we go. That works. Then at least you've got some light down here. Alright. All we need is a little carpet. Now, for this I'm thinking of something very basic. I don't really want this one. How big is this carpet? Either that isn't too, no, that again impacts. Well, let's see. If I take the fringe off, it shrinks. Okay, and then let's go down here. We take it to, let's keep it simple. Yeah, because then you're not walking on it as you walk in through the door. That should be fine. I'll put a few knickknacks around. Put a couple of books on that little bookshelf there. We probably gonna need this. Fine. Let's see. Now those will work. Put a couple of books there. I wouldn't mind some seashells. You know? How did the foam canister end up in the book? That is interesting. Let's duck. I mean crap. Sort of random books that people might have over the years left behind, you know, when they rented. And maybe some chunkier ones that don't quite fit in here, but they do, because you make them fit like that. Something like that. And perhaps, how about a magazine for the table over here? We can maybe have a selection. There we go. Little holiday living area. I'm going to, I think, leave it here. I've been waffling for a while now. And then next time we'll finish this unit and move on to unit number 2. I like this wood finish that they've got going here, but I want to carry on with the sort of not blue, because if you look at that, that's blue, like a blue gray. So we can maybe use this to continue, or we can go for a darker gray or a green. You know, we have the technology. So guys, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely day. If you've got this far, please subscribe, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.